Welcome. A gorgeous autumn day here, and another beautiful day for connecting with oneself and the world through the lens of the Bhagavad Gita, and to connect to one's authentic self and to the world authentically. So, we've been on the cusp of chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion. And we talked about how devotion and love can be conflated, but devotion is any strong emotional attachment. Well, let's stick with love, though, because it's such a positive feeling that benefits us and the world around us. I was thinking about marriage ceremony and how marriage ceremony is a commitment of connection and often of love, sometimes of purpose, right? Political purpose, financial purpose. But no matter what, in the marriage ceremony, at least here in the United States and the ones I've been to, and I guess, I haven't been to many outside the Christian tradition, so I'm not going to generalize too much. But if you've watched any sort of television, things like that, or read romance novels about marriage, you'll hear that there's the line in marriage: do you take this person in sickness and in health? And this is supposed to be one of those ultimate signs of commitment to staying connected, because it can be easy to stay with somebody when they're healthy and much harder when they're sick. And I've seen that in my own life. But not only that, it's easier to stay connected with others when you're healthy and harder when you're sick. Let's take a quick look at these terms in Sanskrit. There's this wonderful pair of words in Sanskrit, sukh and dukh. And they have many nuances, as Sanskrit words do, but one really great translation of them is ease and dis-ease. And when we think of sickness here in the States, there's a word that we use in English: disease equals sickness. And I was thinking about that today for many reasons, partially because I've gotten sick and yeah, right on cue. Good job, Flem. And there is a sense of dis-ease. In fact, from a yoga therapy point of view, when you manifest a physical sickness, it's often because there's a dis-ease going on at a deeper level that isn't addressed. We can see this with some of the late onset dis-eases we get here in the States, like adult onset diabetes. There's something that's been going on under the surface, maybe beyond our conscious knowledge, over a long period of time, and then that manifests as a full-blown physical dis-ease state. For example, it could be an addiction to sugar, or there's a lot of stress, which creates certain cravings that are fulfilled by foods that aren't necessarily healthy for the body all the time, or supportive of pancreatic health, we could say. So what can be very important is staying committed in the spiritual process to when it feels like it's bringing up stuff of ease, and when it feels like you're actually accessing this dis-ease within you, because this dis-ease spreads. And I'm not just talking about the disease that's contagious, but dis-ease spreads. So, for example, today I was like, I really don't care about anything. Things that I would normally go, whoa, how exciting. It's a beautiful day. I can work in my garden. I'm like, I don't care. I just feel like, ugh. And that can extend to people too. People are suffering. I don't care, because I'm suffering. And so, but this shows how we kind of build these calluses when we are sick at any level. And I hate to use the word sick because it does have some negative connotations in English, but when we're at dis-ease in any level, it radiates out. But we still need to maintain a connection. I can't just go, well, I'm sick and I'm not taking care of myself. This is a time actually for more profound connection. Although I will admit, part of me is like, gosh darn it, body, why did you betray me so? And I don't think about the 360 some days of the year I'm perfectly fine. But this dis-ease has to be addressed because, as I mentioned, it doesn't affect us but the world. And this brings me to my dedications for today, Cathy. Dedicating this to you and to sloths. It's International Sloth Day. These little creatures that just, we would call them lazy perhaps. They're slow, they sleep a lot. But I was reading about the history of this particular holiday, and it was created because people around the world are decimating the sloth population. And one way is to take little sloth babies away from their mother, torture them, and sell them for other purposes. And I thought, what kind of dis-ease must live at the heart of a person who's able to do this? Because sometimes we think, why is nature doing this to us, or why is the world doing this to us? But what we're putting out, we're kind of getting back. If we have a connection of dis-ease with the world and its interactions with us seem to also be ill at ease. So in the little summary below, I've shared a couple of videos of sloth mothers who lost their babies, like they fell out of trees or stuff, and being reunited. And boy, did that really get me today. Probably because I'm sick. But if we want to heal the world of its dis-ease, the best thing we can do is address the dis-ease within. And notice how we face dis-ease in others. Like, do we shame in our minds or say, oh, they're weak? Or do we go, there's dis-ease, and how can I bring ease to it? And that's not just for us, but in any relationship, like that whole idea of staying committed, connected, devoted, since we're in the Bhakti Yoga section, through sickness and in health. And the reason I'm mentioning this is, we often focus on physical dis-ease, but Arjuna at the start of the Gita is in mental dis-ease. And that translates into physical symptoms. And yet his great friend Krishna stays with him until Arjuna is at ease with himself and his destiny once more. What a friend. Can we be that friend to ourselves? Because remember, Arjuna and Krishna symbolize these two aspects of ourselves. They are beloved to each other. They are devoted to each other. And I must be devoted to this practice because I'm doing it today. Oh, although I have to admit, today I really don't care. I'm trying. I'm really trying. We can do it. All right. Let's do our pose. Yes. Let's switch sides. It's wonderful to have you on this journey because it makes it better for me, especially in these times when I'm not feeling the best. So thank you. Let's spend 5 minutes contemplating this whole idea of ease and dis-ease, and how do we maintain connection with ourselves, with others, or the world when we see these two opposites? Can we be the same in our connection through sickness and health? Something to think about for 5 minutes. Wow. I hope that went well for you. I got some insight as to why this physical dis-ease has manifested, and it's an attempt of the world to help me. So thanks, world. And oh, one more thing. I really should thank all the people that know I'm sick and have made such generous offers, like Cousin Kit, Deb, and even Niff, who's bringing over homemade soup today. That's awfully sweet of you. I feel that connection. Whether I'm sick or healthy, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Let's see how it goes tomorrow. Until then, I'm going to be a sloth.